The Seoul Central District Court is about to make an important decision today or by Thursday morning on whether or not to arrest former Chief Supreme Court Justice Sung-tae over allegations of power abuse. Accused of over 40 offenses, prosecutors grilled him all throughout last week, and Yang could become the first ever ex-top court chief to be arrested. He's facing allegations of using high-profile trials as bargaining chips and dealing with the former Park Geun-hye administration to establish a new court of appeals. Our reporter Choi Si-young is standing by at the Seoul Central District Court for more on this case. So Si-young, what are you seeing from the site?
Well, Jiyoon, it hasn't been long since we had a last look at the 70-year-old former head of judiciary who went into the building at 10:30 this morning. Now, this is the day that will decide whether the former head of judiciary gets arrested over his power abuse allegations. In other words, this is the day that will decide whether or not he becomes the first top court chief in the Korean judiciary's 71-year history to go down that lane of disgrace. Although we do not know when that reviewing process will end, it is likely that the court hearing session could go on until late this Wednesday or possibly into the early morning hours of Thursday. Now, the most contentious disputes between the prosecutors and Yang are to what extent he abused his judicial power and whether he directly got involved in the crimes. Now, at this review, both the prosecutors and former Chief Justice, along with the lawyers, will make their case before the judge. Now, it is said the prosecutors will reveal more evidence to further prove the seriousness of his power abuse. They will also argue that Yang actively coordinated and not merely engaged in the alleged crimes by intentionally delaying the trials to win favors from the Park Geun-hye government.
All right, so now in terms of the process, what are we looking at?
So when the court hearing for the arrest warrant review is finished, the former head of judiciary will wait for the court's decision at the Seoul Detention Center in Gyeonggi-do Province. And no, Yang will not be receiving special treatment like we saw with the ousted former President Park Geun-hye when she was held at the Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office when her arrest warrant was under review. That's because prosecutors say there are no legal reasons or special treatment for Yang, as he is not covered by the presidential security protocol. Now, even after the court's decision, it'll likely take years before there's a final ruling on the power abuse charges. Now, while the issuance of an arrest warrant is not itself proof of guilt, it signals that South Korea's judiciary will not be the same as before. That's all for now. Back to you, Jiyoon.